Hello and welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to a news cycle on global television. We're coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Queen Agaba. A quick reminder that global television is on DSTV channel 365 and free to air on Nightcomsat. The newly elected Benue State Local Government Council chairman has been told to uphold diligence and selflessness in the discharge of their duties. Governor Hyacinth Alia, who gave the charge at the swearing-in ceremony of the chairman at the Government House Makurdi, also enjoined them to uphold accountability and transparency in the discharge of their duties. The Rivers State's Commissioner of Police, Bala Mustafa, has ordered the immediate unsealing of the secretariats of the 23 local government areas in the state. This follows a directive from the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Ekbetoku. In a statement released by the spokesperson for the State Police Command, Grace Iringe Koko, the decision was set to comply with the IGP's orders. The unsealing of the secretariats comes just 24 hours after Governor Siminalayi Fubara swore in the newly elected chairman who emerged from Saturday's local government elections. The chairman of Ekpe local government area of Lagos State, Sura Animashaun, says that the upgrade of the Ekpe General Hospital to Federal Medical Center is a crucial step in addressing the healthcare needs of residents within the council and beyond. According to her, this would attract infrastructure development and create employment for the teeming youth. The council boss stated this in Ekpe while thanking the federal government led by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and the state governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu. The Labour Party has welcomed the offer by the new Nigeria People's Party (NNPP's) presidential candidate in the 2023 election, Senator Rabiu Kwankwaso, to be running mate to Labour Party's Peter Obi in the 2027 presidential election. Kwankwaso, in a recent viral post, indicated his willingness to serve as running mate, the former Labour Party presidential flag bearer, barely 2 years after talks between both parties went south. It was reported that the Labour Party and the new Nigeria People's Party had considered a merger ahead of the 2023 general elections, but the inability of either Obi or Kwankwaso to concede the leadership collapsed the heightened move. The Federal Capital Territory Commissioner of Police, Olatunji Disu, has reiterated commitment to improving the security situation in the nation's capital. Olatunji Disu made this known while assuming office as the 32nd Commissioner of Police for the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. Kike Lomo-Okere has details.
It was a ceremonial welcoming as the Federal Capital Territory Police Command new CP assumed office. Shortly after the inspection of the quarter guard, CPD to read a riot act on those who seek to disrupt the tranquility of the FCT.
To those who seek to disrupt the tranquility of the FCT, I send a clear and resolute message. My tenure will be marked by a zero-tolerance approach to all forms of crimes and criminality.
CPD so added that his tenure will leverage on modern technology to aid policing efforts.
We are going to integrate technology into our policing. We will leverage modern technology to aid our policing efforts, utilizing tools such as data analytic and surveillance system to enhance our operational efficiency.
The Commissioner of Police was welcomed by a huge presence of the Intelligence Response Team, Special Tactical Squad, and Civilian Joint Task Force. Kike Lomo-Okere, Global Television News.
The Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security has pledged to significantly reduce post-harvest losses in the agricultural sector by 25% as part of its efforts to ensure food security and boost domestic production. This commitment was made during the Special Agro-Industrial Processing Zone's High-Level Implementation Acceleration Dialogue held in Abuja. The Special Agro-Industrial Processing Zones Initiative is a Nigerian government program aimed at boosting agriculture through targeted investments, integrating farming, processing, and marketing to increase productivity, reduce losses, and enhance value addition for food security, job creation, and poverty reduction. Supported by the African Development Bank, International Fund for Agricultural Development, and Islamic Development Bank. The Minister of Agriculture and Food Security, Abubakar Kyari, emphasized the urgent need for a collaborative approach to address the existing challenges within the agricultural sector. Kogi State Governor Ahmed Ododo has approved a minimum wage of 72,500 naira for Kogi civil servants, effective immediately. The governor also suspended the tax burden on the approved sum for 1 year. Ododo made this known after signing the agreement on the new minimum wage. The new minimum wage of 72,500 naira should take immediate effect to enable it to cope with the current situation in the country. The National Association of Academic Technologists has issued the federal government a 21-day ultimatum to pay the 5.5 months off withheld salaries, among other demands, or its members will withdraw their services in universities. This ultimatum was part of the association's resolutions during its 56th National Executive Council meeting held in Taraba State. A letter addressed to the Minister of State for Labour and Employment and signed by the association's president, Ibeji Nwokoma, warned that the union would not be held responsible if no action was taken to address their numerous demands after the expiration of the ultimatum, which commenced on September 30th. The Senior Staff Association of Statutory Corporations and Government-Owned Companies, an affiliate of the Trade Union Congress representing employees of the National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, has initiated an indefinite strike due to unresolved promotion controversies and welfare concerns. The decision to strike comes after multiple meetings with NAFDAC management yielded no positive outcomes regarding critical issues affecting staff. The aggrieved workers expressed their grievances. The aggrieved workers expressed that their grievances had not been addressed, prompting this drastic action. The governor of Borno State, Babagana Zulum, has called for increased support from the World Food Programme in driving sustainable solutions for Borno State's recovery from the recent devastating floods. During a meeting with the program's delegation led by its executive director, Cindy McCain, at the government house in Maiduguri, Zulum expressed deep appreciation for the organization's continued assistance in humanitarian efforts, but emphasized the need to focus on long-term strategies. While addressing the new delegation, which consisted of World Food Programme's country director, regional director, and Nigeria's permanent representatives, Zulum listed the damages caused by the September 10, 2024 flooding, which submerged key infrastructure, including bridges and roads, leaving many communities cut off. Bandits launched a deadly attack on Kanya village in the Danko Wasago local government area of Kebbi State, killing one resident and abducting several others, including the district head, Issa Daya. It was confirmed that the gunmen stormed the community in the early hours of the day, leaving a trail of fear and devastation. They abducted the district head along with about 10 other villagers. 3 people sustained injuries and are currently receiving treatment at the hospital. The Kebbi State Police Public Relations Officer, SP Nafiu Abubakar, also confirmed the incident. Richard Adamu Talen, the son of Nigeria's former Minister of Women Affairs, Pauline Talen, is dead. Richard, the only son of the minister, was admitted to the intensive care unit at Keda Crest Hospital in Abuja on Friday evening for treatment of an undisclosed illness and was receiving oxygen support before his passing. The deceased graduated from St. Joseph's College, a premier Catholic missionary school offering comprehensive secondary education to boys in Plateau State. You're watching News Cycle on Global Television, coming to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. When the News Cycle returns, Manchester United board to discuss Ten Hag's future Tuesday. Details of this and more after this break. Please stay with us. Many thanks for staying with us. If you've just joined us, this is Global Television bringing you live broadcast of the news cycle. In business, Asian markets rose after a blockbuster U.S. jobs report suited any concerns about the world's top economy. At the same time, the dollar held gains with traders scaling back bets on another bumper interest rate cut. Oil prices edged down as traders await Israel's response to Iran's missile barrage last week amid fears of a region-wide war in the Middle East. The reading was the best in 6 months and sharply higher than in July and August, which had sparked worries that the economy could be heading for a recession. The pump price of fuel has reduced from 1,300 and 1,350 naira to between 1,200 and 1,150 naira in Abia, following the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation opening its portal for direct request and payments for fuel from members of the Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria. The fuel situation monitored in Abia indicates that some petroleum marketers in Aba and Umuahia have started lifting fuel directly from the NNPC, thereby making the price of the product come down. The dividends from Nigerian National Petroleum Company (NNPC) Limited to the Federation account derived from crude oil and gas sales through joint venture assets dropped sharply from $11.9 billion to $1.83 billion after the full implementation of the Petroleum Industry Act, PIA. The urgent need to amend the PIA to boost Federation's petroleum revenue argues for a review of the widely acclaimed Industry Act, highlighting that it now reduces government revenue while allowing the NNPC to take the largest share. The federal government is set to deliver up to 400,000 barrels of Nigerian crude oil daily to the Dangote refinery under the Naira for Crude agreement. This significant development is expected to take place over the next 2 months, amounting to 24 million barrels of Nigerian supply between October and November 2024. This increase in processing capacity could have substantial implications for both the refinery's operations and the local oil industry, transforming the region's import and export markets. On the foreign scene, Israel began its commemorations of the first anniversary of the Hamas's deadly October 7 attack with an outpouring of emotions at vigils at massacre sites and rallies calling for the return of hostages. President Isaac Herzog began the day with a moment of silence at 6:29 a.m., the exact time the attack started at Kibbutz Reim, the site of the Nova Music Festival, where at least 370 people were killed by heavily armed Hamas fighters in the deadliest attack on October 7th. Meanwhile, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu vowed to achieve victory and says his country's military completely transformed reality in the year since Hamas's October 7 attack, which has left the country fighting 2 wars. Netanyahu told troops Israel will win as it battles militants in both the Gaza Strip and Lebanon and prepares to strike Iran. About a year since the unprecedented attack by Palestinian Hamas militants sparked the Gaza war. Israel's army chief, Lieutenant General Herzi Halevi, says that 1 year on, they have defeated the military wing of Hamas. The mayor of a city in southern Mexico has been murdered less than a week after taking office. Authorities after taking office, marking the latest in a series of attacks on politicians in the violence-plagued Latin American country. The killing of Chilpancingo Mayor Alejandro Acos fills them with indignation, according to Guerrero State Governor Evelyn Salgado, who wrote on social media without providing further details of the circumstances. Local media reports that Acos had been decapitated, but there has been no official confirmation. The United States President Joe Biden says far too many civilians have suffered during this year of conflict, 1 year on from the Hamas attacks on October 7th. In a statement released by the White House, he speaks of the unspeakable brutality and the beauty of the lives that were stolen that day. He says he will not stop working to achieve a ceasefire deal in Gaza that brings the hostages home, and says that a diplomatic solution in Lebanon is the only path to lasting peace. In sports, Manchester City Football Club has emerged victorious in its dispute with the Premier League over the associated party transaction rules. The ruling came after the publication of the Rule X Arbitral Tribunal Award, which found several aspects of the Premier League's handling of the APT regulations to be unlawful. In a statement released by the club, it expressed gratitude to the members of the Arbitral Tribunal for their work and considerations and welcomed the findings. The 2024 Ballon d'Or is fast approaching, but football's brightest talents competing for the sport's most prestigious individual accolade. This year's competition is particularly open as Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo, who have dominated the award for over a decade, are absent from the shortlist. Messi, a record 8-time winner, and Ronaldo, with 5 wins, have not made the cut, setting the stage for a new name to claim the prize. The 2024 Ballon d'Or winner will be announced on Monday, 28 October at the Théâtre du Châtelet in Paris. The ceremony will mark the 68th edition of the award, with France Football continuing to manage the voting system alongside UEFA's core organization this year. That's it on the global news cycle, and it came to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. We're on DSTV, channel 365, Star Times, channel 276, and free to air on Nightcomsat. Kindly follow us across all social media platforms using @GlobalTVNG and other handles now showing on your screen. I'm Queen Agaba. Thank you for watching, and see you again.